welcome to today's video. We are gonna take you guys through a killer ab circuit.
Christy's gonna be the demo girl. I'm gonna walk you guys through some of the pointers that we want you guys to focus on while doing it. And then at the end, we're gonna put it all together, show you what a couple rounds look like. Alright guys, our first movement is going to be a hollow rock. And if a hollow rock is too challenging, we can also do a hollow hold. We'll go through some progressions of that too. So Christy's going to lay down on her back. To get into the position, she's going to put her hands over her head. And she's not going to think about lifting her hands and her feet. She's going to think about squeezing her core so hard that they just naturally come up. So go ahead and do that for me, Christy. Excellent. So we are not bending at the hip crease. That's a big mistake or thing we want to avoid. We don't want to be lifting and using our hip flexors. We want to be using our core. And a good indicator of that is that I can't slide my hand under her back. Her back is flat on the ground. If there's space between your lower back and the ground, it means that we're probably using our hip flexors and just raising our feet, which really isn't a very good core workout. Once we go back into that position, let's get into our hollow rock. She's going to be rocking, not just moving her arms and her legs, but she's actually rocking on her back and her core. If that is a little bit too challenging, go back down to the ground. We can hold just a hollow hold, which would be that position, but without the rock. Another step back from this is hands back down to the side so that we don't have the leverage pulling up above our head, and that makes it a little bit easier, though all of these are a challenging core workout. So Christy's gonna give us a 20-second demo of what this is gonna look like. Something else that you can keep in mind to help this positioning is thinking about squeezing your belly button to your spine. So we're creating that hollow body position, and we've got a curve along our back that we can rock against. So squeezing our ribs down, squeezing our belly button to our spine, and our abs are engaged here. All right, our second movement is going to be a weighted ceiling reach with our feet elevated up. So Christy's gonna show us what that looks like. We're gonna go flat down on our back. She's going to lift her heels or feet up towards the ceiling. You guys could use a light dumbbell, a kettlebell, really anything. And she's going to be crunching up, reaching towards her toes. It's a really short range of motion, but it's also extremely challenging. I like this one because it again takes our hip flexors out of it and we're forced to use our core. She is thinking about raising her shoulders up first, then reaching towards her toes, coming back down. And good. And if that's a little bit too challenging, what we can do is single leg V-ups are a great option. So she's ideally coming to and from the hollow body, so lifting her hands up off the floor, alternating feet. Sometimes people struggle with the timing with these, and what seems to help is think about lifting your foot up first and then going to reach for it. That tends to take out that awkward point where you're trying to meet your feet and your toes at the same time. All right, our next exercise is going to be an alternating knee to elbow. So again, Chrissy's gonna be down on her back, and what she's gonna be shooting to do is hit opposite elbow to opposite knee in a crunch position. And this is getting our obliques and kind of the sides of our stomach as well. She's also staying in her hollow body, which means her abs are working the entire time. Nice. If this is a little bit challenging, actually hitting your knee to your elbow, shooting for that direction is still just as hard. So working towards that or building up to actually hitting your knee to your elbow is a great modification as well. So if those two variations are a little bit easy for you, which is probably not going to be the case, but what we can do to make those more challenging is think the higher our shoulders get to where we have to crunch higher, the more challenging those are going to be. So the difference is what this will look like is she's getting her back really far off the floor and she's having to pause for a second kind of at the top to hit that knee elbow crunch. And that's going to be the most challenging version of this variation. All right, so the last one we've got here is going to be a dumbbell pull through. Christy's going to start in a plank position. Core is engaged, and what she's going to do is reach across with her opposite arm, pull the dumbbell across to the other side, then repeat in the opposite direction. What we're trying to minimize here is our body shift, and the less body shift that we have, the more we're going to have to engage our core to pull that dumbbell through. A plank is already a challenging movement, and this is something that layers on top of that to make it an extra hard core workout. If you don't have something like a dumbbell, you could use a backpack, really anything that's got some weight. The hard part's really stabilizing your core, reaching over. It doesn't take much for this to become challenging.
All right, now that we've broken down each movement for you, I'm gonna show you what it looks like in real time. So I'm gonna go through 3 rounds of 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, no additional rest between rounds or exercises. It's going to get spicy. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this ab circuit today. My abs are on fire, but it feels so good. I love midline workouts. I am going to be doing some traveling coming up these next few weeks, which I'm really excited about, and I'm hoping I get to share more with you guys soon. But while I'm away, Pat's going to be taking over. He's going to be showing you some really cool projects, maybe some other workouts, his life. So if there's anything you guys are curious about that Pat does, please drop that in the comments and we'll make sure to bring that to you guys. Also, while I'm away, if there's anything you want to see that I do, any little snippets like this, ab workouts, things that I do to stay fit on the road, we'd love to bring you that as well. So make sure to drop all of that in the comments and we will try to bring you those videos. Thanks for tuning in today. Give this ab workout a try. If you do, please tag Patrick or myself or IBEX training. We would love to see what you guys thought, how it burned, how it felt, what was your favorite piece. Have a great day and we look forward to seeing you soon. Don't forget, smash the like button.